it's Miss Curry, and we are in round one of Tournament of the Books, and we're talking to Jessica. She's a sophomore, and she was one of the judges that was looking at All-American Boys versus Outcasts United. So, okay, Jessica, tell us what you thought about each of the books, or what your judging group thought.
Well, I personally had a lot of difficulty deciding between which book I liked because they both tackled such important issues. Like All-American Boys was about police brutality and racism in society, while Outcasts United was about like the assimilation and the struggle of immigrants, especially in like a dangerous community in Georgia. And the reason I had so much trouble deciding is because both of them had a lot of conflict in them, both of them had a lot of ideas that were really complicated, but in the end we decided on Outcasts United because we thought that All-American Boys was too straightforward and it was really obvious what they wanted us to think about the book, but Outcasts United you kind of could have drawn your own conclusions, which is really important in a novel, and I think that was like the author's intention.
Okay, so why don't you just give a quick little summary of each book then, and what you thought was great about it. Let's start with All-American Boys.
So All-American Boys tells the story of Rashad and Quinn, and Rashad, he's like this fantastic student. He is in JROTC, but he's black. So one time a police officer thinks that he was stealing a bag of chips, so he assaults him, and he winds up in the hospital, and he basically has this conflict with the media because they're all following him, they're all asking him questions, they want to know. Meanwhile, there's Quinn, and he's like this white guy. He's a white guy, and he's pretty privileged in Chicago, and he has to come to the realization that his society is just like has a bunch of racism in it, especially because the person who assaulted Rashad was a really good friend of his.
Right, the police officer.
Yeah, the police officer. And it's kind of just like the entire struggle of both of them and how they overlap each other. And the overlap is pretty obvious, which I really like. But the only thing that I kind of had a problem with was that it didn't really go into the conscience of the police officer, which I think is like really, really important in novels about this. So.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I liked how it was really complex, that no one was all good or all bad, that Quinn was struggling because the police officer had done all of these good things for Quinn in his life and his community. But he witnessed this horrible thing that he had done, which is a reality for the lives of young men across the nation.
And the fact that this issue is like so modern and so like relevant makes it even more important to read the book.
Absolutely, and I thought it kind of united with a Black Lives Matter movement, especially at the end, where it turned into a big march and a demonstration, and just this idea of people coming together to protest things that are not right in our society. Okay, now Outcasts United is based on a real story, so why don't you give us a summary?
So Outcasts United, basically it starts off with the really short tale of like Tracy, and Tracy, she used to play soccer really well, and her family lived in the Middle East, but she didn't want to go back to the Middle East, and so her family kind of disowned her because of that. So she was trying to make it in Atlanta. She didn't really have a lot of money, and then she came upon this group of immigrants playing soccer, and she thought, hey, I could do something really great with these kids. But it turned into like so much more than that, because in addition to the fact that she was teaching them how to play soccer, she was also caring for them. She brought them food, she helped them fill out forms, she even started to learn like some of their languages so she would be able to like understand their customs, and like she was so involved in their lives, and it just like kind of all put together, especially because it took place in like a really dangerous part of Atlanta, and she kind of made it a safe space when they were together.
Okay, so did this change the community in any way, or was this just really focused on her story?
No, absolutely not. It was not just centered on her. It was centered on every character in the novel. So like there were some people, it was about how her coaching style and like what she did for the students, but also about like the individual students' lives and like what they talked about with their families and how they felt about Coach Tracy. So
awesome. Okay, so I can see why it was a tough decision, and we are moving Outcasts United on to round 2. Thank you very much.